The Istanbul talks, a breakdown of Russia and Ukraine's latest negotiations. The recent negotiations between Russia and Ukraine, mediated by Turkey in Istanbul, concluded with little progress. Rather than a substantive negotiation process, the meeting primarily involved both sides presenting their respective draft memorandums. Ukraine's proposal was essentially a reiteration of Keith Kellogg's 22-point peace plan, which includes a freeze in hostilities, a demilitarized zone, DMZ, and other terms that Russia has repeatedly rejected. Kellogg, a key figure in the Trump administration, has championed this plan, but Moscow has consistently dismissed it as unacceptable. On the other hand, Russia presented its own draft memorandum, marking the first time its contents were revealed publicly. Previously, Russia had refused to disclose the document, likely to prevent leaks and media manipulation. A strategic decision appears justified. The Russian proposal is structured into 3 clear sections, making it straightforward and easy to understand. Russia's memorandum, Istanbul Plus, with key changes. The Russian document builds upon Putin's initial terms from June 2024, which the collective West largely ignored. The new memorandum, dubbed Istanbul Plus, introduced some significant modifications. Full international recognition of annexed territories. Russia now demands that Crimea, Kherson, Zaporizhzhia, Luhansk, and Donetsk be officially recognized as Russian territory under international law, including through a United Nations Security Council resolution. This goes beyond Putin's June 2024 statement, which did not explicitly call for global legal recognition of these regions. Ukraine would be required to withdraw its military entirely from these oblasts, implying Russia's claim extend to their entire administrative boundaries, not just the currently occupied zones. Ceasefire conditions. 2 options. Option number 1, Ukraine must completely withdraw its armed force, AFU, and paramilitary groups from the 4 regions and Crimea, pulling back to a pre-agreed distance from Russian borders. Option number 2, package proposal. No redeployment of Ukrainian forces except for withdrawals. End demobilization and start of demobilization. Ban on foreign military aid, including weapons, satellite, intelligence, and mercenaries. Expulsion of foreign military personnel, like CIA, M16 operatives. No sabotage operations against Russia. Establishment of a bilateral ceasefire monitoring center. Mutual amnesty for political prisoners. Lifting of martial law in Ukraine. Elections within 100 days. Effectively removing Zelensky. Final agreement on Section 1 terms demilitarization, NATO exclusion. Implementation timeline. The 3rd section outlines steps toward a final settlement, including post-ceasefire elections to replace the current Ukrainian government. Why Russia's terms are harsh but generous. Despite the stringent demands, the proposal allows Ukraine to continue existing as a sovereign state with access to the Black Sea, including Odessa. It does not explicitly block Ukraine from joining the European Union, only NATO. Additionally, Russia does not demand the return of its $300 billion in frozen assets, a significant concession. However, the collective West and Ukraine are unlikely to accept these terms, particularly the recognition of annexed territories and Zelensky's removal. Behind the scenes, Medinsky versus Yermak. Before the main talks, Russian negotiator Vladimir Medinsky and Ukrainian counterpart Andriy Yermak held a private meeting that reportedly lasted longer than the official discussion. The details remain undisclosed, but it suggests back-channel negotiations may still be at play. Prisoner swap and fallen soldiers, a major prisoner exchange, 1,000 plus soldiers, was agreed upon, but Ukraine's limited numbers of Russian POWs, reportedly only 800, means the swap may include civilians detained by Kyiv's regime. Russia also announced it would unilaterally return 6,000 fallen Ukrainian soldiers for burial, a humanitarian gesture Zelensky dismissed as idiotic, revealing his disregard for his own troops. Medvedev's warning, no compromise, only victory. Dmitry Medvedev, Russia's Security Council deputy chairman, stated that the Istanbul talks were not about compromise but about ensuring Russia's total victory. He emphasized continued military advance, especially in Sumy, where Russian forces are gaining ground rapidly. Complete destruction of the neo-Nazi regime in Kyiv. Yermak's emergency trip to the U.S. following the talks. Yermak flew to Washington, likely to meet with Trump administration officials, possibly Kellogg, Rubio, or Trump himself. Reports suggest the U.S. is frustrated by the lack of a ceasefire, but Russia's hardened stance leaves little room for negotiation. Zelensky's gas crisis. In a stunning display of incompetence, Zelensky admitted Ukraine is short 1 billion euros in gas supplies, a crisis worsened by his decision to cut off Russian pipelines last year. Now he is begging Norway for free gas, highlighting Kyiv's economic mismanagement. Broader implications: Iran nuclear deal stalls. The U.S. reportedly dropped its zero enrichment demand, but Iran rejected the proposal. Dutch government collapses. Geert Wilders' far-right party withdrew from the coalition over immigration disputes. Horse missile in Ukraine? German media hints that long-range missiles may already be in Ukraine, awaiting deployment. Annalena Baerbock, UN role. Germany's controversial foreign minister was elected UN General Assembly President. Diplomacy. Conclusion: a deal the West should take, but won't. Russia's term, while severe, offer a path to end the war with Ukraine, retaining sovereignty. However, Western hubris and Zelensky's refusal to concede make acceptance unlikely. If the US and EU reject this deal, the conflict will escalate, leading to greater Ukrainian losses and deeper Western humiliation. Meanwhile, Russia advanced militarily. Medvedev promised retribution, and Ukraine's leadership clings to delusional hopes of victory. The clock is ticking. Will the West face reality or double down on a losing war?